Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about the impact of digital technology and social media. This is Ashley S. Brockport in Digital Ethics, Dr. James' class at North Park University School of Professional Studies. So, before we jump in, I forgot to introduce you to our friend here. This is Todd, and he's impacted by technology like the rest of us. So much of our lives today revolve around digital technology and social media. The impact it has affects our emotional health, mental health, and most of all, our time. Just think about how many times this week alone technology or something you saw on social media impacted you, whether it was a positive or a negative way. And more oftentimes, you see those negative effects. Emotionally, it affects us because no matter who we follow or how many friends on social media we have, we are said to be living in one of the most disconnected times. Even someone like Todd feels lonely sometimes. Just think about the last time you truly talked to someone face to face. Not very often, right? It affects us mentally because oftentimes people begin to compare themselves to what they see others like over social media. Just like Todd, I know I see other fitness accounts and start to doubt myself and compare my body to others. That's just one example, but think about how often you see something and wish that it was you with those clothes or that hair. The last reason why it affects us is because it simply takes up so much of our time. Todd is freaking out because now he has so much to do and not a lot of time to get it done. If he wasn't distracted on the computer for an hour, he would have so much more time to complete what he needs to do. I know this happens to me a lot, and I instantly regret all my unnecessary browsing. But don't get me wrong, of course the use of digital technology and social media isn't all bad. There are actually many benefits that come from both of them, such as a way for people to stay connected to distant friends and relatives, being able to express yourself freely, a way to create and spread your voice about change, and lastly, a way for individuals to become inspired. Even though Todd agrees with a lot of these benefits and thinks they are wonderful, he believes that you still have to be aware of the more harmful effects these developments have on us as individuals. Hopefully you can learn ways to help decrease and deal with these impacts in everyday life. Think about the last time you and your significant other or you and your family went out to dinner. Does it look like Todd and his date where they are enjoying each other's company? Or does it look like everyone is more invested in what is happening on their phones? This is exactly what we mean when we talk about emotional health and being so disconnected from one another. We find it hard to truly be in the moment and actually talk to the people we are spending time with. We get so used to relying on and hiding behind our phones that we don't pay attention to the quality time with the people right in front of us. According to the authors of Getting Closer, Being Apart, Living in the Age of Information and Communication Technologies, face-to-face communication and interactions are being replaced by the use of social media and cell phones. Real-life communication is becoming second and less among people, and people feel like they are apart even if they are living together. The article continues to explain that we are so connected, but at the same time very isolated. The authors state that time is all about nurturing relationships, and with time, it flourishes them to be strong and trustworthy. Ultimately, we are seeing that the time one spends using technology costs our relationships. In addition to emotional health, there is also mental health that we talked about. Think about how many times a week that you see a post that makes you compare yourself to someone else. Poor Todd. Look at him comparing himself to his friend Dave's new photo. Comparing doesn't have to just be about body image or looks either. It could be more of a general lifestyle comparison as well, based off of things one sees and wishes for over the internet. Just like Todd wishes he had a new car like his neighbors posted about, or the dream one he found for sale online. In the article, Instagram Use and Young Women's Body Image Concerns and Self-Obligations, the authors conduct a study to see how and if Instagram influences their self-image. They concluded that viewing more fit images on Instagram was associated with greater body image concerns. Last and most important, it truly affects our time in two different ways. The first is by being a major distraction, especially at work or when trying to complete tasks. I see you distracted by your phone there, Todd. Don't worry, I'm guilty of it too. The second and more critical way it affects our time is at night when we are trying to or supposed to be asleep. We oftentimes are up longer due to browsing our phones while laying in bed. Not only does this then make you tired the next day from lack of sleep, it also starts to affect your work and functionality throughout the day. The authors for the article, The Impact of Sleep Time-Related Information and Communication on Sleep Patterns and Daytime Functioning in American Adolescents, did a study on how technology impacted adolescents' sleep at night and their performance the next day. They found similar results to our idea and stated that nearly 85% of adolescents in the U.S. sleep with their phone in or near their beds. 56.7 text, tweet, or message in bed, and 20.8 will actually wake up to text. As a result, this shows correlation with poor performance and fewer hours of sleep. So, the next big question we all should be asking is what can we do to help eliminate some of these issues that affect our daily lives? Some easy steps that we can take are things like putting away the phone when you are with loved ones and enjoy the quality time, having more face-to-face conversations rather than over the phone or online, unfollow accounts that make you feel uncomfortable with your body or image. Realizing that social media is made to look perfect and you can't compare your life to theirs. Hide the phone and refrain from browsing the web when working on tasks. Last, but the most important, is put down the phone at night and get some sleep. Now that you are aware of the issues and steps that you can take to fix them, I hope that we can all learn to sometimes take a step back from the digital world, enjoy more quality time together, have more self-confidence, and even take care of yourself by getting more sleep. See, even Todd is excited to stop letting technology and social media take over all his time and his energy. In conclusion, there are many benefits from the advancement of technology. But with all good things, there comes a price. Now more than ever, we are seeing society as a whole suffer from the negative impacts it has on our mental health, emotional health, and time.